Hello friends, in this video I am going to discuss what is right to privacy. Though initially the right to privacy was nowhere discussed in the Constitution of India. However, as the need aroused, the Honorable Supreme Court inserted this provision into Article 21 of the Constitution by saying that right to privacy is an intrinsic part of Article 21. Article 21 enshrined in Part 3 under heading Fundamental Rights of the Constitution that protects life and liberty of the people. However, before discussing the topic, let's understand first what is meaning of privacy. The simple meaning of privacy is it is a state or personal space of person in which no one is allowed to be entered, or in other words, one is not observed or disturbed by other people. Now the question is, what is meaning of right to privacy? As defined by Black Law Dictionary, right to be let alone, the right of a person to be free from unwarranted publicity, and the right to live without unwarranted interference by the public in matters with which the public is not necessarily concerned. It means such a right determines the non-intervention of secret surveillance and the protection of an individual's personal space and personal information. Now the question is, what are the types of right to privacy? Following are the important types of right to privacy. Physical right. Other person is restricted from experiencing an individual. Decisional right. Other person is restricted to interfere in someone's decision making. Informational right. Other person is restricted to disclose or search for someone's personal information. And dispositional right. Other person is restricted to attempt to know the state of mind of an individual. The literal meaning of dispositional is internal state and characteristic of mind. Now, let's check out the international explanation of right to privacy. International concept. Article 12 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights defines no one shall be subjected to arbitrary interference with his privacy, family, home, or correspondence, nor to attacks upon his honor and reputation. Everyone has the right to the protection of the law against such interference or attacks. Further, European Convention on Human Rights. Article 8 of this convention states that everyone has the right to respect for his private and family life, his home, and his correspondence. Now, let's check out the relevancy of right to privacy in Indian laws. Right to privacy in Indian Constitution. As described by 9 judges bench of Honorable Supreme Court of India, life and personal liberty are not creations of the Constitution. Rather, these are the inherent rights of every human being, which are recognized by the Constitution. Likewise, inserted in Part 3, Article 21 of the Constitution as fundamental rights. So, life and personal liberty are undeniable rights, which are inseparable from a dignified human existence. The dignity of the individual, equality among the human beings, and the quest for liberty are the foundational pillars of the Indian Constitution. Next, right to privacy in Indian contract law. Maintaining the privacy of each other's personal as well as official information is the integrity of every contract. Any act of an individual that discloses other parties' information, whether it is official or personal, is breach of contract and a punishable offense. Next, right to privacy in Indian tort law. Right to privacy is the foundation of tort law, as it includes the trespass, defamation, slander, malicious falsehood, breach of confidence, harassment, etc. These are the integrity of tort law. Next, right to privacy in Information Technology Act 2000. Section 42 of this Act states that every subscriber shall exercise reasonable care to retain control of the private key corresponding to the public key listed in his digital signature certificate and take all steps to prevent its disclosure. Next, punishment for violation of privacy. Section 66E of Information Technology Act 2000 states that whoever intentionally or knowingly captures, publishes, or transmits the image of a private area of any person without his or her consent, under circumstances violating the privacy of that person, shall be punished with imprisonment, which may extend to 3 years, or with fine not exceeding 2 lakh rupees, or with both. Next, penalty for breach of confidentiality and privacy. Section 72 of Information Technology Act 2000 states that save as otherwise provided in this Act or any other law for the time being in force, if any person who, in pursuance of any of the powers conferred under this Act, rules or regulation made thereunder, has secured access to any electronic record, book, register, correspondence, information, document, or other material without the consent of the person concerned, discloses such electronic record, book, register, correspondence, information, document, or other material to any other person, shall be punished with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 2 years, or with fine which may extend to 1 lakh rupees, or with both. Next, punishment for disclosure of information in breach of lawful contract. Section 72A of Information Technology Act 2000 states that save as otherwise provided in this Act or any other law for the time being in force, any person, including an intermediary, who, while providing services under these terms of lawful contract, has secured access to any material containing personal information about another person with the intent to cause or knowing that he is likely to cause wrongful loss or wrongful gain, discloses without the consent of the person concerned or in breach of a lawful contract such material to any other person, shall be punished with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years, or with fine which may extend to 5 lakh rupees, or with both. Next, right to privacy in intellectual property law. The Indian Copyright Act protects the copyrighted matter of respective person, firm, company, etc., and prescribes mandatory punishment for the piracy of copyrighted matter. Last but not the least, right to privacy in Credit Information Companies Regulation Act 2005. Section 19 of this Act states that a credit information company or credit institution or a specified user, as the case may be, in possession or control of credit information, shall take such steps, including security safeguards, as may be prescribed to ensure that the data relating to the credit information maintained by them is accurate, complete, duly protected against any loss or unauthorized access or use or unauthorized disclosure thereof. Further, Section 20 describes the privacy principles in reference to data collection. Likewise, this is all about the right to privacy.